for today, we're going to learn how to graph circles here, given the equation. So identify the correct graph. I have you guys identifying a multiple choice just because I don't want you guys to be looking for the or being able to graph it. How am I going to have you guys graph things electronically? So I'm looking at here, identify the correct graph. So looking at the equation, let me find the center first. I'm going to say the center of my circle, my x value, I'm looking at here at x minus 2. So my x value is positive 2. Remember, opposite sign. My y value, because it says y plus 3, my y value is negative 3. I do, just to double check, I do see I have a plus sign, so that's fine. My plus sign gives me a circle. Now, I didn't mention the beginning of the week, the first 2 days of the week. However, a minus sign, something you guys are going to learn later. A minus sign, if I was to change this to a minus, that will end up giving me two U shapes that don't connect. That is used later on, you guys, in your future years. If you guys keep on moving on in algebra, in mathematics, we're going to call those hyperbolas. But okay, coming back to question number 7. We know the center of the circle. My radius. My radius I know is the square root of 25. Well, the square root of 25 isn't that 5? So my radius is going to be 5. Okay. So knowing my centered, looking at my first choice, the center is about here. Is that the point 2, negative 3? Nah, I don't think so. So that's not choice. So for right now, I'm just going to cross it out. Not a possible choice. Now here, is this 2, negative 3? If I go 1, 2, and 3 down, that could be the center of the circle. Okay. I'm going to say this third one is not it. And then this one, let's see, 2, negative 3. Oh, that's not it either. So that's definitely it. You guys can see the center of the circle is 2, negative 3. But how about the radius? Well, if you count the squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My radius was 5. So yeah, it was that one. Okay, you guys can totally see. It was our second choice. Okay, let's take a look at question number 8. Let me find the center of my circle. My center of the circle is going to be 1, 6. Remember, my x, I changed the sign. So instead of negative 1, I wrote positive 1. For my y minus 6, instead of minus 6, I wrote positive 6. Got to switch the signs. The radius. The radius is going to be the square root of 36. So I know that's a 6. So my centered is 1, 6. The radius is 6. So let's see. 1, 6. Checking the center. That could be it. That's the center. Is the radius 6? I'm going to count the squares. Let's see. I can go to the sides. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So the radius here is 4. Sorry, not it. That's not it. Okay. Now this second choice, remember my center is 1, 6. So I'm looking at the coordinates 1, 6. Is that the center of my circle? No, it's not it. Okay. Now here on my third choice, my center is 1, 6. So 1 to the right, 6 up. That kind of looks like the center of the circle. Is the radius 6? Let me count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The radius here is 6. Okay, good. Then that's it. Third choice was it. Just for us to see the last one, 1, 6, it was right here. That was not the center of the circle. So that's why that was not it. Okay, again, we cannot graph it. If it was on paper, yeah, I would say graph it. But because we cannot graph this, I'm gonna say let's make it multiple choice. However, sometimes a radius is not a perfect square. Let's say I had something like um, x minus 1. I'm going to make another example here. X minus 1 squared plus y plus 3 squared is equal to 20. So I know my centered is 1, negative 3. Remember, switch the signs. My radius is the square root of 20. When I'm looking at here, I grab my calculator. I'm like, oh, what's the square root of 20? My calculator says, let me see, let me type that in. My calculator says it's about 4.47. So when I'm counting, when I'm graphing it and I'm counting 4 point something, so in this case 4.47, I'm gonna go more than 4, less than 5. You might be thinking, what do you mean with that? Okay, so imagine I had the graph here, 1, negative 3. Let's say I have, I'm going to use this graph here, 1, negative 3. Let's say I was to put my center there. And a little more than 4. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little bit more. You guys see how my point, it's a little more than 4, but less than 5? Okay. Now you guys might be thinking, well, what if I had to graph this? Not identify it, but actually graph it. Well, when you have to graph it from the center, you're going to choose 4 other points. So I'm going to go from my center, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little bit more. From my center to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little bit more. From my center up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little bit more. So if you actually had to graph this, you find your centered and you go each direction, to the right, to the left, up and down. Now draw the best that you can as a representation of a circle that goes through those 4 points. You have a compass, even better. Freestyle, that's how your circles are going to look.